welcome to Introduction to Corporate Finance. This is Business 310, and our section is A for the fall term. There's a one section. So just again, welcome to the class. My name is Terry Cole. I've been at Red Deer College. This is my 10th year. Prior to that, I worked in industry. So I'm sure you'll enjoy the course. It's interesting. Finance is ever changing, and there's a lot of practical applications for it. Most of you, I think, have taken Finnace 150, and if you haven't, that's probably okay, but I'll just go pretty quickly through some of the time value of money things at the beginning and the calculator usage. But if you feel like you need a little more help, I'll point you to some videos, and of course, feel free to ask questions. With the way the schedule is, we won't have a class till Wednesday, another week or so away. So I just wanted to get you started on the right path. So if you could read through chapter 1, at least the PowerPoint slides. Maybe you won't have the book yet, but read through the slides, and also have a look at chapter 3. It shouldn't be anything brand new. It talks a lot about ratios and sort of some financial analysis related to financial statements. But just so we can hit the ground running, and then chapter 5 we get into time value of money. So it moves fairly quickly at the beginning. This is our textbook here. So that's I think the 10th edition, and this is the book we'll be using for the course. All right, and that's of course in the course outline. I'm just going to jump over to, if I can, just going to jump over to Blackboard just to show you a few things related to that. Okay, so here you'll find your course. I'll just go back here. So in your Blackboard, in the courses, you'll see Business 310A. This will show up in current courses once I release it. Release date right now, I haven't done that, so it's showing up here. So it should show up in your upcoming courses. So click on that, takes you to the landing page. I don't put too much in here with respect to due dates. I do that, manage that through the publisher assignments through Connect on McGraw-Hill. All right, so again, I'll start here. So click on this tab. That will give you a little introduction to me and a little bit about my background. And if you have any questions, I'm certainly happy to answer those. If you're brand new to the online setup at Red Deer Polytechnic, this sort of gives you a bit of an overview. If you were taking courses last year, well, hopefully this looks pretty familiar. Okay, so again, just some general information about this. So have a look through this, familiarize yourself with anything that you feel you need to, but we try and keep the format relatively consistent between courses. So all your courses should look somewhat similar to this, with these sort of color-coded headings to sort of direct you as to what we're doing in each chapter. Okay, so let's look at our next step here. So we want to look at, before we jump into the week's quizzes and that, we'll talk about in a minute. We got a little bit of a breather before we jump into that. And so let's just look at the course outline and reference. So again, your course outline is here, so you want to click on this, have a read through it. I'll talk a bit about it in class, but probably just more for a recording, because again, with the crunch in time, we really only have one class next week. So if you can do a little reading ahead of time, I think it'll help you out a lot, and a few other things I'll point out as well. So I'll come back to the course outline. Course communication by email is the best. I'll get back to you within one business day, generally quicker than that, but and if it's something more urgent, leave a message. I'm on my phone. I'll see that there's a message, and I'll call you back. Okay, and my phone number is on the outline. Okay, so let's. I just want to talk about a few other things. There's going to be an optional assignment you're going to see posted here in a minute about an introduction, a picture of yourself that you can post, and just for my use to get to know you quicker. I know we only have one live class a week, so probably take me longer than usual. I'm not the quickest with names. But anyway, if you can send that a little bit about your background, your interests in the course, and what you plan to do in terms of a career, I'll lay all that out for you, and you can do that if you'd like. There is a bonus mark for doing it, so but it is optional. Okay. Um, I want to point you to these two, even if you're a BA2 Pro, if you've used the BA2 Plus calculator. These are very good videos, and I think even the experienced user will find a few tips in here. Um, I'll just click on the link here. It's a YouTube video, and you get to watch a commercial.
My ideal living space has got to be me, and it's got to last.
Just to show you what it looks
I'm inspired by pieces that tell a story.
Hi, in this volume of the Swader.
Anyway, it's laid out here by sections too. So, but I would encourage you to look at all of them. I think you'll pick up some useful tips on the BA2 Plus, and if you're brand new to it, certainly you want to get very comfortable with it as you progress through the course. Okay, so there's two videos here. One is sort of the intro, and then one gets into capital budgeting functions and cash flows, which we'll be doing later on in the course. So I encourage you to have a look at both of these as you get ready to start the class here next week. And as I say, I'll record a session for chapter 1 and go through that. Just I want to make sure that you have a chance to look at it. As I say, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. It's reading an introduction, but read through it, watch the video, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them at our next opportunity. So we'll meet virtually on the Monday class, and and then in person in class on the Wednesday. Okay. Some other things, Connect assignments. So if you used McGraw-Hill product before, you're probably familiar with Connect, and you can use your same account to set it up. So again, the way you want to do this is you want to set up your course through Blackboard, so you're not going to get a link or a code or anything. You just want to go in your weekly Connect assignments, and you'll see them all listed out here. The very first time you log in in Blackboard and you click on this link, well, I'm already set up, so it's going to take me right to the assignment. What's going to happen when you do it the very first time in this course, it's going to take you directly to the right course, and it's going to ask for your access code that you got with Connect. You can buy the textbook with the code included, or you can buy an e-text from McGraw-Hill, and you'll have the Connect access with that. This book's, I think, is going on the second or third year for this book. So if you want a hard copy and the e-text, you can probably get a used book relatively cheap. But keep in mind that you're going to pay probably upwards of $110 for Connect, which gives you the e-text and access to all these assignments. So once you've set this up the first time, you're good to go. Log in with your McGraw-Hill email, whatever that was, your McGraw-Hill password, and if you don't have an account or forgot what it was, you can set up all that information as well. Okay, so let's have a look at this. As I said, you'll see all the Connect assignments and due dates here, so you'll see all that there. And so that's where you want to start. So what's the course look like? Well, it's broken out into modules here. So we'll look at week 1. Here's what we're going to be covering. So we're going to be looking at chapter 1. And like I say, just the way the schedule is, I'm going to have you read through that, and I'll do a video and go through it relatively quickly. Okay, so that there's no assignments on this chapter. So there are some old videos posted from last year, and I'll sort of replace those as we go with current up-to-date ones. But I mean, I don't think that too much has changed unless, referring to a date or something. But anyway, I'll leave these there for the time being. As I update them with live videos, I'll replace those. Okay, so again, you'll see a layout of here of what we're going to be doing. additional resources, and if you had any assignments too. So there's nothing in chapter 1 other than reading the chapter. So just make sure you look at that. So here we get into chapters 3 and 5, week 2, and you'll notice that there, as we go further down here, you'll see some assessment information. Because there's 2 chapters there, it's sort of laid out a little different, but just make sure that that's there. But there is some assignments due on chapter 3, so I'll just make sure those are in there. And other than that, I think as we go through it, I'll update it. Keep checking. I mean, content will get updated as we go through it. So just before we go, I'll just look at the course outline briefly. So just go back to that. Okay. So again, we'll meet virtually and we'll meet in 2901 for the live class on the Wednesday. That's over in the Learning Common in the trades area, at the far east end of the college, up on the 2nd floor. If you're not familiar with that, and being on main campus, and not probably being here last year, it's going to be a little bit new, but that's where we're meeting for a class. So 2901B is up in that trades area, up on the 2nd floor in the Learning Common area. As you go back, there's some classrooms behind there. All right, so this is my office hours, Wednesday, 2 p.m. to 3:30, and then Thursday, 10 a.m. to noon. Okay. Prerequisite, so you do need the stats course, the 306, and the accounting course, 102, 103, or 202. Okay. And again, keep checking Blackboard from time to time. As I say, things do change. Here's the required textbook. So that one has been out for, it's probably going on the 3rd year, I think, that we've used it. So that'll be our textbook. Just make sure you're getting a connect code with it. So if you're buying a used book, you won't have a connect code. If you're buying it from somewhere else, it may or may not include it. So just make sure you have the connect code, because if you buy it and it doesn't, then you've got to buy the connect code from McGraw-Hill. And so that's, like I say, somewhere around $110 to $120. So if anybody buys it, let me know if the price has changed. Okay. In terms of assessments, so the Connect assignments that you saw posted there, there's about 1 due every week once we get rolling. So you'll see those are 10%. We're going to have quizzes throughout the term. So those are going to be online in Blackboard. So you'll have the day of, say, 18-hour window to do the quiz, and there'll be 3 of those. So you'll do those online outside of class. Okay. Discussion board, we're probably not planning to do any projects, but we will do some discussion boards, and I'll post information on that. So that's 10%, probably in the neighborhood of 5 to 6 discussion boards. Some will be discussion with your peers, some will be more answering an individual question. So maybe not a lot of discussion, but a little bit of extra practice. Okay, our midterm exam, that's 30%, and our final 35%, so that's scheduled by the registrar. So the midterm exam will be in class, and barring any changes in meeting, that's our plan right now. Okay, so do have a look through this. Like I say, I'll talk more about this in another session, but this is your good starting point. Read through this. Even if you don't get your textbook yet, you can also look at the PowerPoint slides in Blackboard and get started on the material and some of the videos. Okay. Again, if you're not getting your book right away, you can get 14-day courtesy access through Connect, which gives you the e-text as well. Just don't try and set up another account after that. So, if you don't get your book right away, you've got a little bit of extra time to purchase it either at the bookstore or through McGraw-Hill, just the e-text, or if you find another source. Okay. All right, so that sort of gives you an overview of the course and where to find things. So just get comfortable with this. Read through the things that you're not familiar with. Again, I would highly recommend looking at these two videos. I think they're worthwhile, even if you feel like you're pretty comfortable with the BA2. I think these will help you a lot. Okay, so again, welcome to the class. I hope you enjoy the course. I hope you have a great term. Welcome back to live session. So again, welcome and look forward to having you in the class. Bye for now.